Hello aspirants, I welcome you all on the YouTube channel of ANALYST IAS. Our today's topic for discussion is the foreign lawyers and firms. Can they now practice in India? क्योंकि बार काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया ने नए रूल्स सेट किए हैं. So we will see why in news. What are these new rules? What are the limitations and restrictions over it? What is the significance of the decision which the Bar Council have taken? And how did they operate it till now in our country? Then we will see some things about the Bar Council of India, as in 2022 prelims one questions were directly asked from this. Then we will be discussing our today's prelims practice questions which would be based on this topic. Let's start. Why in news? Recently, the Bar Council of India, which is BCI, has notified rules for registration and regulation of foreign lawyers and foreign law firms in India 2022, which allows the foreign lawyers and law firms to practice in India. However, it did not allow them to appear before the courts or tribunals or other statutory or regulatory authorities. What are these new rules? So basically, the new rules will enable foreign lawyers and law firms to practice the foreign law, diverse international law and international arbitration matters in India on the principle of reciprocity in a well-defined, regulated and controlled manner. They have to but register with the BCI. The rules allow foreign lawyers and law firms to register with the BCI to practice in India if they are entitled to practice law in their own home countries. अगर वो अपनी home countries में भी practice करते हैं, then they need to register with the BCI and then they can practice in India as well. They shall be allowed to practice transactional work, cooperated work, which is the non-litigious practice, such as joint ventures, mergers and acquisitions, intellectual property matters, drafting of contracts and other related matters on reciprocal basis. They shall not be involved or permitted to do any work pertaining to conveyancing of property, title investigation or other similar works. What are the limitations or restrictions? However, a foreign lawyer or foreign law firm that practices law on a fly-in and fly-out basis, जो भारत में आते और जाते रहते हैं, for the purpose of providing legal advice to a client in India regarding foreign law or international legal issues, would not be subject to this restriction. But in this scenario, neither the lawyer nor the firm cannot have an office in India, nor may they practice for more than 60 days in a calendar year. Foreign lawyers or law firms shall not be permitted to appear before any court, tribunals or other statutory or regulatory authorities. They shall not be involved in works like conveyancing of property, title investigation we discussed earlier. Indian lawyers working with the foreign law firms will also be subjected to the same restrictions. Indian lawyers working with the foreign firms will also be subjected to the same restriction of engaging only in non-litigious practice. What is the significance or importance of this decision? So the BCI said that the move would benefit Indian lawyers. How? Whose standards of proficiency in the law are comparable to international standards. The BCI said that the rules would also help to address the concerns expressed about the flow of foreign direct investment in our country. Entry of foreign law firms will support in a big way the ambition of India to be more visible and valuable in global context, especially on the international trade and commerce platform. The rules will bring ideal clarity to foreign law firms that currently operate in a very limited way in India. Foreign law firms and lawyers may bring in specialized expertise and international best practices to India, which can improve the overall quality of legal services in our country. How did they operate it till now? So, according to the Advocates Act of 1961, the advocates enrolled with the Bar Council of India alone can practice the law in India. In the Lawyers Collective versus Union of India case, the Bombay High Court ruled that only Indians holding the law degree can practice law in India. The High Court also ruled that practice includes both litigious and non-litigious practice, prohibiting the foreign companies from providing legal advice to Indian customers or participating in any court appearances. The A.K. Balaji versus Government of India, the Madras High Court also held that the foreign firms cannot practice either on litigation or non-litigation sides unless they meet the specifications and rules laid down by the Advocates Act and the BCI rules. It declared that the brief trips and fly in, fly out client consultations would not be prohibited in order to provide legal counsel to their Indian clients regarding foreign law or their home country's legal system as well as various international legal issues. What is this Bar Council of India? In 2022 prelims, we had a question on this. The Bar Council of India is a statutory body created by Parliament under the Advocates Act of 1961 to regulate and represent the Indian bar. It performs the regulatory function by prescribing standards of professional conduct and etiquette and by exercising disciplinary action jurisdiction over the bar. ये disciplinary action भी लेता है और rules वगैरह भी बनाता है. It also sets standards for legal education and grants recognition to universities. Exactly the same line was asked in 2022 prelims. Whose degree in law will serve as qualification for enrollment as an advocate? In addition, it performs certain representative functions by protecting the rights, privileges and interests of advocates and through the creation of funds for providing financial assistance to organize welfare schemes for them as well. Now we will be discussing our questions. Consider the following statement. The Bar Council of India is a statutory body. It regulates legal practice and legal education in India. Which of the above statement given is correct? I hope you all can answer it now. Try to type it in the comment section. There we will let you know if it's correct or not. Prelims practice question 2. Consider the following statements with respect to the foreign lawyers and firms. They can now practice in lower courts only. They must register under Bar Council of India if they want to practice in courts. There is no restriction if they practice on fly in fly out basis. Which of the above statements are not correct? Only one, only two, all three or none of the above. Pause the video, try to answer. You can type it in the comment section there. There we will let you know if it's correct or not. This was all about today's video. Thank you. Have a nice day and stay tuned with Analyst IAS for a better preparation. If you are new to the channel, subscribe so you can get our notifications on a daily basis.